Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining. We're gonna wait for a couple minutes until others can join as well, and then we'll start in in a minute or two.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Nader.
How's it going?
Good, good. Thank you for joining. We're gonna wait for a couple minutes so people can join, and then we'll start in a couple minutes.
Nice.
Hi, Daniela. We can't see you, but we saw your message. Love to see all the AI tools that are joining too. The note takers. Byron, you recently switched to Otter, right?
I have Otter,
Um,
but it's I don't love it, but it
yeah,
it works sometimes. Sometimes it's more of a pain than anything. But yes,
makes sense. All right. Thank you everybody for joining. We'll wait for one more minute and we'll start the presentation. Hope everyone's doing well. Thank you. Thank you for joining today. Just gonna close the door. Office. All right, perfect. Let's start. Hello, everybody. My name is Arya. I'm one of the co-founders and the CEO at Omnicard. I want to thank you for joining today and welcome you to Catermind's ninth session. Today, we're going to talk about transitioning outside the transactional world. And we're going to share lots of tactical insights and tips that you can implement into your brand today to be able to build better relationships with your customers. Because as we all know, catering is a relationship business, and we want to go outside of that transactional world and start building really meaningful relationships with our customers. Just as a quick reminder, Catermind is a catering mastermind, and it is composed of three main sections or pillars: knowledge sharing, supporting each other, and community building. So today we'll discuss these items. We're going to share some updates on AI and some AI features that we recently released. We're going to keep this for the last topic. We're going to share some updates on OmniCart and some features that we have built recently. Byron from New Catering Connections will walk us through lead generation and lead nurturing. And then we'll talk about some new integrations between OmniCard and New Catering Connections, as well as OmniCard and Catering Rewards. All the things that we'll share during this presentation will be aligned with the theme of the presentation, which is transitioning outside the transactional world. And as I mentioned, we're going to try to share some technical insight that you can implement into your brand today. So first, I want to share a quote from Mo Ascari, who is one of the most experienced and knowledgeable people in our industry, and also the former president of MSI. I'm going to read the quote, which says, what the data was showing us is that if a brand was able to get a customer to the magical third order with them, the likelihood of the customer placing the fourth order and beyond became very high. The message being, align your loyalty program to convert past 2 orders. This is very important, and this magical third order is one of the things that we're going to talk a lot about during this presentation, and a lot of the tips and insights that we'll share will help us to get to that, or get our customers to get to that milestone, which is a magical third order, because that's apparently it's where the customers become loyal customers. All right, so to be able to get to that milestone, to be able to build that relationship with our customers, the first critical step for us is to have access to the right tool, right? So using a CRM to manage our relationship with our customers is an absolutely critical step to be able to build that relationship with those customers. And as we all know, catering is a B2B business. And when we say catering here in this context, we are mostly referring to corporate catering. And corporate catering is a B2B business. We are selling food options to other companies, other corporates, and using a CRM that can help us build that B2B relationship is very critical. To this day, I talk to a lot of brands that they tell me that they're still using pen and paper for their customer list, or they're using Excel sheets to manage their customer list. But having a CRM tool that gives us a lot of automations and capabilities to build those relationships is absolutely critical. And at Omnicart, we have recently added a built-in CRM to our platform that is going to basically help a lot of brands to keep that B2B mindset and use that to build their relationships. So before I do a little demo of our CRM, I want to walk you through this example here. So this Amazon is a lead that's added to this CRM, and there are 4 people added underneath it as the contacts in that company. Okay. So when we see the order is coming from Jeff Bezos, obviously we're just using random names here from Amazon. Jeff is not our customer here. Amazon is the customer, and that's how we want to think about our customers. That's why we need a tool that shows us all those companies and the contacts underneath each of those companies, and a tool that can show us an aggregate view of all the activities with all those contacts and employees of those companies. So I'm gonna reshare my screen and show Omnicart's dashboard and the feature that we recently added, which is our customer center, or it's something that we are using synonymously as CRM. If we go to the customer center, there are 2 subsections here: the companies tab and contacts. If I go to the companies tab, I can see a list of all the leads that I have for my brand for catering. And you can see the name of the brands, you can see their statuses here. These are customers, these are interested, qualified, and so on. You can see the SIC category here, the source, order count, and so on and so forth. And all of these informations are super important to have. And I'm going to make an example here. The SIC category. The SIC category is very important because we're adding a filter soon where you can filter your leads based on the SIC category. So if the Nurse Appreciation Day is coming up, what you want to do is you want to go filter your CRM based on the SIC category and reach out to all those leads that their SIC category is healthcare and medical services. So this will help to give some sort of structure to your outreaches and how you can basically have a more efficient sales process. So here, I'm going to go add a new company to the CRM. I'm going to call it Omnicart. And I'm going to add the website as well here, omnicart.tech. Okay, so I added this company. Let's say I had a conversation with this company and they are interested in learning more about our catering options. first of all, we're going to go and add we're going to add 2 people here as their contact of that company. We're going to add 1 more person. These 2 people are added here. And basically what we can do is we can add a note here and say like, hey, this customer, this lead is interested in learning more about our catering menu. Reach out again on May 15th. And you see a lot of information was added here. That's because John and Jeff basically they previously placed an order, and when we brought them under this OmniCard account, all the information regarding those 2 people came under the same account. And here you can see all of their previous orders. You can see the note that I just added, and many more information. Okay, and we added some functionalities here that you can go to the next lead basically, and you can basically sift through your leads and see which ones need attention now, and you can do the follow-up actions on every single a single lead. So that's a little demo on the OmniCart CRM. I'm going to go back to the presentation. So now that we went through the most critical step, which is having access to the tool, the CRM tool that can give some sort of structure to our sales, the next natural step here for us is to generate leads and nurture those leads. And for that topic, we have the one and only Byron Duncan, who is one of the most experienced people when it comes to catering sales, and is going to walk us through lead generation and nurturing. Byron, please take it away.
Thanks, Arya. Yeah. And we only need one. 2 of me would I think break the matrix or whatever they call it. So no, yeah. So the challenge with what he was talking about with the CRM, the value of CRM and its ability to once the leads get into your system, to be able to have that information available to you is so very valuable in your ability to kind of grow your sales long term. What we wanted to cover here was how to kind of initiate that process on what to get in the CRM and our methods of being able to communicate once we're in there. So utilizing a process to be able to get everything in there is very valuable. So I'm going to share with you kind of what our process is at New Catering Connections is with regards to how to isolate using filters. What are the best targets for your area? And then once you kind of get them into the system, where to go with them. So one thing, if you've done catering before, if you're new to catering, this might be news, but I'm guessing everyone on the call here is going to have heard this already or knows this already, is that not everybody caters. And so a lot of times where salespeople struggle at the beginning is there's this sense of I just need to call anyone and everyone, and there's no real logic associated with it. And so you may put some, usually say, okay, we'll start with car dealers, and then we'll try to move to some medical offices because we want to get that pharma business, or I want to call all of the schools because schools are going to do stuff, and then maybe churches, and then after a while you start to go, okay, what's next? What do I do? And so we put some real basic filters into the equation. So if you've got a restaurant, we build a radius based on what makes sense for your specific restaurant, whether it's 3 miles, whether it is a polygon that we draw out because maybe you have sister locations nearby and you want to protect trade areas, or we do zip codes or by city, or there's a lot of different ways, but whatever is the best suited for your specific location, we determine that radius. And then we figure 10 or more employees as another filter that we put in there, because catering usually starts at around 10 people for most restaurants traditionally. And usually if you get too small, there's going to be situations where there might be smaller. Maybe it's an event company, or maybe it is a hotel that might have meeting space, but maybe they don't have a full run of 10 employees, but they have a need multiples. But for the most part, 10 is usually a good benchmark for us to start. And then we have to determine what industries make the most sense. And so Arya touched on it a minute ago with industry codes. So we build a list of targets from a certain grouping of industry codes that we know are the right fit. Depending on what type of restaurant you have, we may customize that down further. So we've done work with like a poke company before. That's a little bit of a different client base. We may not hit many blue collar in that space. Whereas if you're a pizza place or maybe you are a sandwich shop, we want to make sure that we get a lot of that blue collar opportunities into the equation. So understanding the industry targets of the right fit for your specific location is very important. And then we choose that radius, we generate the list, and then we initiate our outreach. So when we do our outreach, it's all based on the calendar. And so if you are part of the Catermind group and you're a member on our website, you can have access to the free calendar that we give you there. And it's more than just dates on a page. The catering calendar is a strategic tool that tells you when to reach out to folks. And so we have this whole list of clients that are going to last us for all the whole year, right? So you've got 200, 300, 500, 2,000, depending on where you are, businesses that fit the profile of who are going to be good catering targets for you. So we have that list that the calendar tells us when to reach out to them. So we initiate our outreach, and we usually do so 6 to 8 weeks prior to the event. We want to give ourselves enough time to be ahead of decisions and enough time to work folks through the sales cycle, right? So we're going to assume catering and discuss those industry events. And when I say assume catering means we're not asking if they cater. It's not going to be, hey, Nader, I'm Byron, I'm with the ABC restaurant here. Do you guys ever feed your team? Skip that step. We've already made some assumptions on the filters. We've already made some assumptions using the calendar that they already cater. So let's already assume they do. And it's going to be, hey, Nader, it's Byron. Hey, I know Construction Appreciation Week is coming up in the first week of May. We're already working with some companies already. Have you scheduled your events yet? So that introduction of assumed catering is something we call VBR selling. If you've been on the webinars before, you've heard us talk about it. We then qualify the leads. Once the leads are qualified, they go into the CRM. The CRM, the reason you want to put interested or qualified leads, those folks that have provided you an email address or have shown interest in your product, is you don't want dead leads in your CRM. You want quality leads in there to be able to help prioritize your focus. So once we capture and qualify those folks, we put them into the CRM so we can start some of that communication process and building in some priorities and filters. And we move them all into a qualified workflow. So let's move it to the next slide real quick. What the workflow is, we talked about being 6 to 8 weeks ahead of the event when we start making our calls. So we've created a 6 to 8 week workflow. And this is what we suggest you do as well. What a workflow is, for some of you, is it's an automated communication plan that will be some combination of emails, phone calls, voicemails, physical collateral, maybe drop-by visits, whatever you can fit into your timeline. And the workflow should match your lead time. So meaning if I'm 6 to 8 weeks ahead of an event, then my workflow should mirror that same window of time, because you want to make sure that you're getting your information out, you're nurturing those leads, and you're getting them into position to ready to buy right before the event takes place. And so if you do this for every event all year long, then you're going to have different businesses in different parts of the workflow all year long. And so therefore it keeps your funnel full, but it keeps you evenly full at every level of the workflow. Very important to keep that. That way you're not going through roller coaster effects. So where you have a lot of sales and then your sales drop, and then you have a lot of sales and your sales drop. That comes from inconsistent sales activities. If you can put, as you're doing this on a weekly basis, loading more into your CRM, putting them more and more into a workflow, you're going to always have people at different stages. That's the best path for you to grow your sales long term, because you're keeping your sales funnel full, but you're keeping it even. Now, there are events on the calendar that are going to spike. You got appreciation season in April and May. You have back to school window, back to the office. You have the holiday season. There are going to be natural spikes that occur anyway. But if you use this model, it'll keep your sales very solid even during the down months. So what is a workflow? Okay, this is an example of one we use internally. You qualify someone, you put them into your system, they get a 24-hour email. That 24-hour email is basically just making sure that everything I sent you the day before arrived okay. So that first phone call, send that email. 24 hours later, did you get everything okay? The reason you send that 24-hour email with no links, no attachments, a simple request is, if they didn't receive that first one due to filters or spam walls or anything along those lines, now you've got a chance to make a communication. Now, when you resend it, it's more likely to go through. So we always do a 24-hour email as a check-in to make sure they received it okay. A 5-day voicemail drop. Hey, it's Byron again. Just wanted to leave you a quick message. We haven't heard back from you yet. Just wanted to make sure you received everything okay and you had any questions. And then at 7 days, we send a physical collateral. Maybe it's a gift card or a menu, or maybe it's a free sandwich card or a free lunch meal or a buy one, get one, or just some sort of whatever information you choose to send out to, again, validate that we talked, to validate that you showed interest, to validate that you gave me your email address. This is just part of the nurturing process. It works very well. We talked to some businesses over the last few months and said, listen, it's to a point we don't even get mail anymore because of the way that, our system is now, that people don't send mail to businesses a whole lot. So when something does arrive, it stands out. And so we may actually be at a time in our history where physical collateral can actually show out again versus it being bogged down with a whole lot. So it's another touch point. And then we do a 10-day phone call, and then a 2-week email that might talk about how to order on our website, and maybe a 4-week email going, okay, we're getting close to this site. Maybe I want to incentivize them with an offer at this point. And then hopefully you're going to be taking orders as you near the event. And then if for some reason the event goes by, they don't order at the 3-month window, let's connect with them again, just because they gave us our information the first time. We're pretty confident there's an opportunity there, but something happened. Maybe my point of contact changed. Maybe they're not working there anymore. But the idea behind the workflow is that we nurture it all the way through. Your CRM is going to help keep you organized in this capacity and tells you when the next step is. And then the way it works within the CRM we use is that if we get any inbound communication during that window, the workflow pauses, the sequence pauses, and then we can restart it if need be. So understanding how to generate your leads in the first place, but once they're in the system, the work has just begun because now you've made a contact. Some salespeople go, oh, I made a contact. I sent them a menu. Now I just have to wait. We don't want to wait. Waiting is not going to be a quick way to grow your sales, to nurture and develop that lead along the way without over communicating, without providing too much pressure, allows you to kind of nurture it all the way through. And then once you become a customer, Ari, if you want to go to the next slide, we can talk through that there. Then there's some things that you can do to provide that ongoing support, because the most valuable part of a catering client is not that first order, it's their lifetime value. And once you understand where lifetime value sits into the equation, you're better off spending a good portion of your time on ongoing support as much as you can. So enroll them into a rewards program. If you don't have one, hit us up on Catermind. We can give you some suggestions. We have one that's part of our organization that is amazing, and it's integrated within the OmniCart system, so you kind of get that marriage there. Once an order gets processed, check-ins, those of you who are tenured catering salespeople, I know this is part of your normal strategy. I guarantee you, if you're an owner out there, and this is not something that happens often, we talk to a lot of owners and they just don't have the time, or they haven't taken it to do follow-ups once the order's in. It is much easier to put out a fire within 24 hours of the mistake than to just let it kind of fester and then they don't ever call you again because you screwed up. You didn't know you screwed up. They're mad. They're not going to call you. If you can at least call them in that window, even if it's not a fun call, maybe you did mess up, to get that information allows you to win them over and have a solution. It's much easier to maintain a client than to find a new one. So if they've ordered with you, do whatever you can. But part of that is a requirement that you do a post-order check-in. Our motto is 24 hours, maybe 48, but I wouldn't go much further than 48 hours. Otherwise, the person may have forgotten, they may have moved on, they may be off that day. So always try to check in soon. Some people check in the same day, in the afternoon after the meal is delivered. Lapsed customer reminders, a very valuable tool within a CRM, is something that's going to be able to ping you whenever a client has not ordered within a set amount of time. So if you've got somebody that orders weekly, maybe after 12 weeks, they ping you. If they order monthly, maybe after 6 months, you get pinged to say, hey, you haven't ordered in a while. If it's an annual or a quarterly customer, maybe it's a a year that goes by before you ping them, but something to put them on some sort of a schedule that if we haven't heard from you in a while, you haven't ordered, we want to reach out to you in some way. And so a CRM tool is going to be very beneficial to be able to do that. If you're doing it manually, find a way to pull your reporting, find your most recent date of the order, and then if it hits a certain threshold, reach out. I also believe that in order to maintain ongoing support, special offers are very important. And I don't mean you have to discount. It can be something as simple as we want to put you in our gift card reward model where we want to do this, especially for our top clients. If you order with us once a quarter, we'll send you a $25 gift card, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a discount, but it's just something to say you're special and we want to do something unique for you. I've even heard restaurants start to do off the menu specialty items that are only for their special catering clients. So in other words, until you order catering with them one time, then you get exposed to this secret menu of catering. And you want to talk about a good way to kind of inspire someone is to come out with an exclusivity, something kind of unique, and they really go for it. So adding them to your marketing workflow is what you can also do to kind of incentivize that B2B2C approach of being able to drive more traffic. Because if you're not using your catering clients to drive consumer traffic into your restaurant, you're missing a huge opportunity. They're already raving fans. They already have used you. They've spent a solid amount of money with you. Now it's just requesting that they share your information out to their teams, but also maybe for their personal use for them to come by. I also believe I'm a huge fan of generating the occasional drop by. I'll take 30 seconds here and explain a real story that I used to do relatively frequently back in my day. Was I used to buy these apothecary jars and I would fill them with whatever their favorite candy was. And I would take my top 20 clients, my top 30, and find out what their favorite candy was. And whether it was jelly beans or whether it was M&Ms or whether it was Butterfingers or whatever they were, I would then go once every quarter, at least every once a month or two, and fill up their candy jar with their favorite candy. And if their jar wasn't on the table, I would ask if they had it and I'd fill it up. If they didn't have it, I'd give them a new one and fill it up. And you're not selling. You're just walking in, you're saying, hey, I'm here to fill up your candy jar. It's a simple way to nurture your clients without putting pressure, but yet you are. It's a subtle pressure because anytime I'd always drop off candy, I'd fill up their bowl, I'd always magically get an order within the next week or so. So it works. It's just a strategy, but drop bys, visits, handshakes, acknowledging them that they're a prioritized customer for you, somebody important. Just determine if there are expansion opportunities within. Sometimes we just thank that person that's ordering with us without inquiring if there's a mass sampling opportunity available. So again, as you're visiting, are there other folks that order? Can I set up a tasting for everyone? And then again, reconnect seasonally as needed. Just the ability to just reconnect. Points of contact change. People who are employed there are no longer there. It's a way to kind of get yourself involved with the new person in charge. Usually when a client goes quiet is because we either screwed up or the point of contact changed. More often than not, it's the point of contact that changed. And if you are not doing anything to kind of practice consistent outreach, you're going to lose it. The other side, I'll say this before we go, and I'll transition it back to you. If for some reason you are sending people and the emails are dead, meaning that it's bouncing back for whatever reason, make sure that you're making any adjustments in your CRM that you can, because there's nothing worse than having a bunch of dead leads in there. Sometimes when you get an email bounce, they'll tell you who the new point of contact is. Take a second and update it there. So, but that's kind of how we talk about building lead generation, how we put them through a workflow to be able to kind of maximize our opportunity to make a sale, and then some ongoing support. Some of this may feel remedial. Some of it may feel really time consuming, but as we build our technology with a more sophisticated CRM on the front end and some AI technology on the back end, a lot of this is going to be automated and will run beautifully. So hang in there with us, and Arya, back to you.
Amazing. That was super useful. Thank you, Byron. And yeah, no, automations are coming, AI is coming. So our life's going to be much, much easier. So I wanted to touch on a topic here that kind of summarizing all the things that Byron mentioned in the past 10-15 minutes. So we actually have a lot of shared customers with new catering connections, and we do see how much valuable data they generate for these brands. So all these leads that are added, all these like nurturing that's been done on those leads, all the reach outs, calls, and so on. So it's super valuable to have that information accessible to the brands, and that's why Omnicart and NCC put the effort to integrate the two platforms. That means if you're using Omnicart, as soon as NCC adds a qualified lead to their CRM, you'll see it on your end. As soon as they make a phone call, you see that phone call, the summary on your end. As soon as they send an email, you see all that information presented to you in real time. And this is a really interesting example. I took a screenshot a couple of days ago, and I want to walk you guys through this screenshot. So as you can see here, I'm going to actually go to the next slide. As you can see here, NCC reached out to this brand and they talked to a person called Jasmine on September 26th. And then they sent out a follow-up email on September 26th. And then another follow-up email on October 2nd. Okay. But this company, they placed a catering order on March 11th next year. So there are a couple of things I want to highlight here. First of all, this shows that catering sales takes time because not everyone places an order like for next week, for next month. It's important to be patient and to be consistent and to do all these follow-ups, because eventually when they have an event, they will remember your brand and your follow-up and your consistent follow-ups. The second thing I want to highlight here is that this shows the importance of having your sales data and your order data combined. If you didn't have this information combined, the sales information here followed with order information, then we would have never known that this customer was or used the platform because of these outreaches. So that shows the importance of having these two elements combined, and that's primarily why NCC and Omnicart integrated. And the third thing I want to highlight here is actually a very interesting thing to share. So as you can see here, we reached out to Jasmine here and in that company, and we got an order from Brooke. If we didn't have Jasmine and Brooke under the same umbrella, under the same company in our CRM, we would have never known that Jasmine and Brooke are from the same company, and they ordered because of these outreaches to Jasmine. So these are super important, and this is one of our main benefits of having a CRM that enables you to do a B2B sales. So far we talked about how we can find leads and how we can nurture those leads, and we got them to order. What's next? Byron mentioned some of the techniques that we can use to build that loyalty with the customer, but I'm going to share one more, which is about rewards. But before I do that, I want to remind everybody about that magical third order. We want to get those customers to that magical third order milestone. And one of the most powerful way to do that, and Byron again touched on this, is to retain those customers by implementing a robust rewards program that offers your customers cash back. Super powerful. I'm going to explain why I think rewards in a form of cashback works. The first reason here is that the biggest caterer in the world, which is ezCater, has proven it. They are giving out cash back in a form of Amazon gift cards to their customers, and that's why they got a lot of loyal customers. They got a lot of pharmaceutical reps going back to them because they want to collect those cashbacks. The second reason is that people love tangible rewards that they can buy anything with. So if someone goes to my website and they see there we offer 7% cash back, they know that if they place a $2,000 order, that's gonna translate to $140, and they can go home and buy anything that they want. And the third reason is it really makes sense. We have to put ourselves in the shoes of the people who are placing that catering order. Okay, so if I'm placing a catering order for Omnicart and I have two options, restaurant A, restaurant B. Restaurant A doesn't give me any cashback option, and restaurant B gives me 7% or 8% cashback. When I have a $2,000 order that I want to place, it is quite obvious for me that I need to choose restaurant B, because that'll give me $150 to $200 cashback, and I can go home, use that gift card, buy things for my family, for my friends, for myself, and I am rewarded for the good action, and the good action is to place a catering order with that restaurant. So for all these reasons, I do really think, and the industry has shown, the experience has shown that giving rewards in the form of cashback is the most powerful way to retain customers and also to acquire customers. So to be able to do that, we have built an integration with an amazing company called Catering Rewards, also one of our main members in the Catermind community. And we're leveraging Catering Rewards to do all those things. The next question is that, and this is the question that I get a lot from restaurant brands, and they ask, what if I only want to offer rewards to select customers? Some brands don't want to give rewards to all of their customers. So people have different preferences. So here, this example, which is one of our customers, they're giving 7% cash back to all of their customers. But some people might just want to do that reward program for select customers. So what should we do? The Omnicart platform gives you that capability as well. So when you go to the CRM on the Omnicart dashboard and you look for that company, you would be able to turn on the rewards program, or basically make that customer eligible for rewards by just toggling this feature on. Then from now on, that customer will be eligible for rewards. And the way that some of our customers do this is that they don't offer reward on the website to everyone, but they offer a very, very high rewards, 10 to 15% rewards to select customers. And the segments that they are focusing on to give that really, really high rewards is some of the examples are here. I'm going to start with the lost customer. So if you have a customer who hasn't placed an order in the past 6 months, we can give them really, really high rewards, 10% rewards to incentivize them to come back. You can think about that cashback as some form of marketing expense for them to come back. The second one is your third-party customers. This is actually very important and very powerful. So if you have some customers that they're consistently placing orders on the third-party platforms, you can basically give that reward, give that commission that you're paying to those customers as a reward to the sorry, let me rephrase that actually. You can give that commission that you're giving to that platform as a reward to the customer to incentivize them to place an order on your first-party solution. So if you're giving 15% commission to the marketplaces, then the next time you are delivering the order for that marketplace order, maybe you can let the customer know that that they're eligible to use your first party, and you give them 10 to 15% rewards. And I guarantee you, if you give someone 15%, 10% cashback option, they will come back and they'll use your platform, not the marketplace anymore. And the other sections are customers with 1 or 2 orders. Again, we want to get incentivize them to get to that magical third order, or customers with really high average order value. So if you have customers that their order value is like $2,000 to $3,000, you might want to consider giving them really, really good rewards So you can make sure that the next time they want to place a $3,000 order, they can think about you because they know that you give them $200 to $300, for example, cash back. And when you make someone eligible for rewards, there are many, many ways to let them know. Some examples are to call them and let them know that, hey, moving forward, you're eligible for this much cash back. Or you can email them and let them know, or you can print a flyer with a special QR code that gives them that cashback option. And whenever you're delivering your third-party orders, you can just include that flyer in the bag, and people would see it, and they can consider using that QR code with a special rewards program next time they want to order. Or you can use the new feature that we recently implemented, and it's our marketing automation feature, where you can basically go to your CRM again, find that company, go to your contacts and choose whoever you want to choose, and click on Run Workflow. And when you click on Run Workflow, you can choose one of the workflows that says Acquire Customers via Rewards. And what that does is that basically sends out emails to that customer and let them know that, hey, you're eligible for rewards and you have this much time to place your order. So super easy. You just go find that customer on your CRM, click a button, done. The workflow will be running, and they will be enrolled for that workflow, and that's how they will be informed about the deal. And this is one example. All the emails will be white labeled and branded to your brand. And basically, this is one example. Hey, sweet deal, up to 7% cash back. Some more information and a link for to the online ordering. As easy as that. So these are some of the things that we wanted to share on how you can use the platform and the integrations and so on to basically build that relationship with your customers. Now, I want to invite Nader, my co-founder, to take over and basically share some of the exciting stuff that we've been working on, and how we can leverage AI to supercharge the customer interaction. Nader, please take it away and show us what you've got.
Yes, thank you, Arya, for the introduction, and hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me well?
Yes, we can.
All right. Let's face it, the world is changing really fast, and restaurant industry is changing with it. Maybe not as fast, but certainly changing. Customer expectations are really higher than ever. They want speed, personalization, seamless experiences. And while the expectations from the customer side are on the rise, more often than not, resources and margins are not keeping up exactly as the customer expectations. So what's been happening is that this shift is forcing the software companies to evolve as well. So it's no longer enough to deliver just a platform or a tool. Now restaurant brands need partners that can actually deliver results. And we're talking about measurable revenue driving results. And the interesting part is this was not possible up until 3, 4 months ago. With the introduction of AI agents and the ability to integrate our software platforms directly on the software level with the AI agents, now we can talk about having parts of the software that takes actions on behalf of you and delivers results for you, which we call them AI agents. So if you can go to the next slide, yes. So we want to talk to you about why the AI agents are going to play a key role in the restaurant industry, specifically in the catering side. And this starts by saving operators tremendous amount of time and cost, while, as we said, driving better customer outcomes and boosting the revenue. And I've listed a handful of main areas where we believe AI will excel, but the actual list is a lot longer than this, and happy to share with anybody offline if you guys want. But these 5 main things is access to centralized knowledge. So the agents will instantly access your entire restaurant data and your customer data and your menu data, and they will access it in a real-time way. So for example, if inventory is changing, they know. If prices are changing, they know immediately. If an item becomes unavailable, they know immediately. On top of that, they will be able to execute personalized interactions. So that means that they will recognize returning customers immediately, and they will be able to tailor the experience and the conversation based on their past orders and preferences. The other thing is they will be able to work 24/7. So they don't take breaks, they don't get sick, they don't have off days. They'll be able to help your customers at any time, even when your team is off the clock. The one after that is reduced errors or error reduction, and that really means that these agents will not miss items or take in orders wrong or do things by mistake. They will always follow the process precisely as is every time. And finally, the cost efficiency. As with the introduction of these agents, each of them could do the work of multiple teams at a fraction of the cost. So not only do they improve the experience, they do it in a way that's sustainable and scalable. So to say this in other words, they'll be able to do a lot more with a lot less. And that's where we think the real impact is going to be. So with that all said, we've prepared a demo of one of the functionalities of a catering AI agent that we've built in OmniCart. And in this demo, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this restaurant that has this agent deployed. It's a test restaurant, and try to place an order like a customer would. I'll put my phone on speaker so yeah, you guys can hear this phone conversation as well.
There. This is Sophie from Pandora and Twist Catering Line. How can I assist you today?
Hey, I'm looking to place a catering order.
Great. What's the occasion for and how many people are you planning to serve?
We're having an office party for about 50 people.
Awesome. For a group that size, our buffet options might be a good fit. Would you like to go with the lunch buffet or the dinner buffet? Or is there something else on the menu you had in mind?
Can you actually tell me a little bit more about the lunch buffet?
Sure. The lunch buffet includes rice and non-vegetable samosas and assorted sides. You also get to choose 3 entrees from options like chicken tikka masala, kebab, chola, Punjabi dal, gobi, kofta, or lamb. Perfect for a group. Would you like to go with this option?
What's the price for the lunch buffet?
The lunch buffet is $15.99 per person with a minimum of 20 people. Would you like to go ahead with this option for your office party?
Can I have gluten-free options if I go with that?
Yes, absolutely. We have gluten-free options like kofta and some of the vegetarian dishes. Would you like to include those in your entree choices?
Yes, let's do that.
Great. For the lunch buffet, you can choose 3 entrees. So far, we have kofta as one option. What would you like for the other 2?
Can you tell me again what are the options?
Of course. The options are chicken tikka masala, kebab chola, chickpeas, Punjabi dal, lentils, gobi, cauliflower, kofta, and lamb. Which 2 would you like to add?
Let's add the cauliflower and lamb as well.
Got it. So we have kofta, gobi, and lamb as your entree choices. Anything else you'd like to add to your order, or are we all set?
Do you have options for dessert?
Yes, we do. We have gulab jamun and mango cheesecake as dessert options. Would you like to add either of those?
What's the serving size for the mango cheesecake?
The mango cheesecake is served as an individual slice. How many slices would you like to add?
Let's do 25 slices.
25 slices of mango cheesecake added. Anything else you'd like to include, or is your order complete?
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect. So we have the lunch buffet for 50 people with kofta, gobi, and lamb as your entrees, plus 25 slices of mango cheesecake. Does everything look good to you?
Yes, it does.
Great. Your subtotal comes to $1,099.50. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that works.
Awesome. Will this order be for delivery or pickup?
For pickup, please.
Got it. Which location would you like to pick up from? We have locations at 265 18th Street NW, 3420 Piedmont Road NE, and 64 Broad Street NW.
The Broad Street location, please.
All right, the Broad Street location it is. When would you like the order to be ready? Please provide the exact date and time within our business hours, which are Monday to Friday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
For March 28th at 12 p.m.
So your order.
So you guys get the idea. I'm not gonna take more of your time for that order. And as the agent collects the order, it will pop up here on this dashboard that is being presented right now. And the order will have a unique AI generated tag. So later on, your human staff can go and verify and approve the order. But you know, it's pretty amazing, right? That was not a human, that was just an AI agent handling a complex human interaction smoothly and naturally. And this is what it means when we say AI is ready for the restaurant industry. It's not just some futuristic tech anymore, it's working today and it's being deployed today. So if we can go to the next slide here. And what we demoed today with the order intake use case, that was just the tip of the iceberg. So as I mentioned earlier, we built a very unique catering AI agent designed to specifically handle customer service, marketing, and even sales when it comes to catering. And we are continuing to expand to its capabilities and adding modules to it pretty much every week. So it's growing and growing. And if you're interested in seeing how these tools can help your catering business grow and save your time and drive more results for your business, please go ahead and book a demo with us. We'll love to show you more of these use cases and show how our AI agent can supercharge your customer interactions. I'll end it with that, but looking forward to continue the conversations with you all after the Catermind.
That was fantastic, Nora. Thank you so much for that demo. I'm personally super excited about AI and the functionalities that we're adding to our platform to supercharge the catering teams. And again, if you want to learn more, as Nora mentioned, we are applying this agent to every aspect of the catering business, and it can really help you to grow and supercharge your team. And with that, this is the end of the presentation. We are ending a little early, which is always good. I want to thank Nader and Byron and every single person who joined for today's Catermind session. And we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.